And now, it's the Still Unnamed Podcast. With your hosts, Pete and Mark.
Hey kids, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Still Unnamed Podcast. I'm Pete Solis, along with
Mark, Teenagers Suck Rodriguez.
Oh, I feel a story coming on.
I'm putting my foot down, and I'm gonna say right here, teenagers suck.
Okay, what age range are you referring to?
High schoolers.
So like 16 to 18.
Yeah.
Okay, why? What happened?
No, it's not even a story. I was doing a tour at work.
Everything's a story.
Okay, so there I was. Now, I set up to give a tour for some high schoolers around the station because I do tours from time to time. They've told me, I was gonna say allowed, but no, I was voluntold to give tours, and I have done it about 3 times already. Each group was with Winter Texans, older group, Winter Texans. I am charming. I'm charming. I'm funny.
Charming
I'm
AF.
a cutie patootie. These teenagers weren't having any of it. I was fucking cracking jokes, and they were just
they weren't
silent, Pete. Not even a chuckle. Not even a. Not even a. There's just silence. And I was like, man, I fucking hate these kids.
Wow, so you couldn't get through to any of them.
I couldn't. And of course.
But I mean, what? Okay, I know you. You're a fucking clown. What were you doing?
I was just like, hey guys, what's going on? This is KRG Channel 5, and they're like, oh, can we take pictures? Yeah, as long as you don't sell them to Channel 4.
I like that one.
It's funny little things like that, and also like each area, I'll ask, hey, does anyone have any questions while we're here?
Right.
Nobody had any questions.
Nothing.
Typically, the Winter Texans want to know everything, and I can milk that shit. But no, dude, they were just so unenthusiastic and uncared. They didn't care. Teenagers suck. They don't care about anything. At one point, one of the other social media people. This dude, I didn't realize how old I was. I'm fucking old right now.
Why?
Because one of the social media people comes in, and he works on Facebook videos and stuff. Like, we have our own version of the, like, it's just text crawling through the screen.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Vibe probably does those.
Possibly. I think they're called billboards.
The Dodo probably does those.
Anyway.
It's just, if you're scrolling through Facebook, words fly out on a video. He makes those. First thing he comes out, he says, because I was smart enough to know, hey, I'm not going to be able to do this myself. Winter Texans, I can carry it. Kids, they might want to look at their future, see what other avenues are.
Right.
So I got a producer, and she came in. She talked for like 5 minutes, and then asked if anybody had any questions. Nobody had any questions. So she fucking booked it. And then I got a social media person, and he was saying...
So it's like you guys were like throwing all of your big guns at them to try and get through to them, to break the wall, if you will. And
the social media person says, okay, so a little bit about what I do. How many of you guys have Facebook? It's a class group. It's probably like their journalism team or their yearbook team or whatever have you.
Right.
There's about 25 kids in there. How many of you guys have Facebook? 2 of them raise their hands.
Seriously?
2 people, Pete.
So the teens,
2 people.
The teens are off Facebook now.
Facebook is an old people's thing. We're old people.
No, MySpace is an old people's thing.
Nobody's on MySpace.
Are you sure?
MySpace is a dead people thing.
Okay, fine. But
Tom isn't even on MySpace.
I miss Tom.
He was my one true friend.
I think he's got the record for longest profile picture usage without changing it.
Definitely. I would say.
More than likely. It's over 15 years, I think, something like that.
But anyways, so yeah.
Yeah.
Two people.
Okay, so Facebook is dead.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Facebook, all that breeds on Facebook is fucking propaganda.
That's true. Very true.
Oh, Jesus. Everyone's got an agenda.
And he was kind of caught off guard. She's like, oh, what do you guys watch or what do you guys do? And they're like, Snapchat, Instagram. they're mumbling. Snapchat, Instagram.
Right, they're talking.
Snapchat and Instagram.
I'm willing to bet that right before they got off that bus, the teacher told them all, if anyone gets out of line or if anyone pulls out their cell phone during this, you need to pay attention. Like, they gave them, like, the beating right before.
Because she was also trying to, like, hey, guys, come on, got any questions or what's going on? And, when he was out, when he said that, I like, what do you guys use? And I'm like, what? Kids today. Like, just a little...
Still
Nothing,
trying
dude.
off on the side. Like, everyone's dead silent. You're still doing a little tap dance.
And
but nothing.
The teacher kind of, like, smiled and was like, Like, yeah, I get you. I see what you're doing. I appreciate you.
Right.
As an individual. I'm giving you the courtesy of a But these kids today, teenagers suck.
Yeah, no, I understand now. You're talking to a guy who, like, a couple years ago, well, very many years ago, like, made his living by working with teenagers every day.
You were a teacher.
I was a teacher. I mean, to be fair, a teacher's assistant.
Well,
but
teacher's assistant.
I was.
But you were, what, max 5 years older than them?
At the end of my career, yes. Like, when I became the teacher, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I was 19. I had just graduated.
Yeah.
And then, like, I interned over the summer, and then come there, they were like, come on in. And I was like, okay. So I really just missed 1 year.
Uh-huh.
So, like, when I got there, I was 19, turning to 20, around there.
Yeah.
And they were, 16, 17, 18.
Yeah.
So we were all the same age, pretty much.
Well,
But-
I was at least 10 years older than everyone because I'm 31, and then let's say they're 15. I'm twice their age, Pete?
Wait, what? Oh, yes.
If they're
Yes, you are.
15, I'm 31.
You are twice their age.
In Elsa, I could be their father.
Zing! Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, no, I hate children also. What else is happening? What's going on?
Not too much. There was a parent-teacher night.
Uh-huh.
We went to that. Alyssa had to stay because she's actually the teacher of the parent-teacher night, so she had to stay in her classroom.
Oh, she's a parent and a teacher.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I had to
That's
carry
Twilight Zone shit.
the parent part of it.
Okay.
So I went, here's what happened. So I went to Dexter, because Dexter's classroom is like right across the hall from Alyssa's classroom.
Uh-huh.
And I go and I talk to the teacher, and she's just like, he's amazing, he's so bright, and he works really, really hard. And there have been times where he pushes his peers to work hard also, because he'll look at the page and he'll be like, I don't know if Miss is going to like that. I think you can do better. So he pushes them to work harder. And if there's a kid that needs to go to the principal's office or the nurse, she's like, he's my little helper. If I need anything, like if I need him to take some of the students, I'll ask him to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and she's like, she was just singing his praises.
Okay, great.
And so I'm like, good job, Dexter. You're a great kid. We walked, since Alyssa's classroom's right there, I went over to talk to Alyssa because she didn't have a student at the time. She was like, so how did he do? And I was like, Dexter's a bully. Just a little joke.
Right.
His face melted. He was on the verge of tears.
What?
Like in 2 seconds. And I picked him up and I held him. I was like, I'm just kidding. Dude, it shook him. It shook him at the thought.
That you were telling his mother that the teacher reported that he was a bully.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was crazy.
Why would you do that to him?
Because I was just having fun. I'm a dad. I don't care.
Because you're Mr. Entertainer,
I'm
just like
hey
kids.
Do you like violence? So that was Dexter. I mean, he's a sweetie pie. Everybody loves him. I went to
Yeah.
Harley's teachers, and every single one told me like the exact same thing. She is so bright. She doesn't like to pay attention. She doodles on her notebook, and she distracts other kids.
She talks all day.
She's just constantly talking.
I haven't actually thought of that, to be honest with you. Like, the joke around here is that, since she started talking, she's never stopped.
Correct.
She's just like over and over, like talking about everything.
Correct.
Anyway, like, do you think? Wait, hold on. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
She constantly talks.
Yes,
She doesn't stop talking.
right. So I've never really thought about her being in school. Like, to me, she's just always playing. Like,
Yeah.
I can't place her in a classroom.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard because I never really thought how hard would it be for her to not talk through the entire class.
Well, it's very hard, and she does not talk.
Wow.
She's just, I mean, she's got all A's.
Okay.
She's excellent. Her marks are excellent, but she just doesn't care to pay attention. Like, she won't pay attention. And then when it comes to her turn to like do a test or to read, she'll just bust it out. She'll just be
Right.
like dugga 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 dugga.
So you got nothing but good praises about Dexter.
Correct.
And pretty much the teacher was saying she's awesome, but she won't shut up.
Correct.
So, okay, now it's your job to go back to mom and report to her on that one.
Right.
Okay, what happened there?
Well, I mean, she works there. She already knows all this stuff.
That's true.
Like
Sorry.
they already told her everything. I'm like, yeah, it's everything that you know. So one of the things that I did is I told Harley, because she doodles a lot, and like all of her work pages, they have a 100 on top, and then maybe a unicorn on the bottom.
Wow.
Her just doodling, just making rainbows on the side, or a flower, or a
Okay.
smiley face. She's just doodling, and I was like, Harley, you need to pay attention in class. Do I have to take away your iPad?
Oh, here we go.
And she was like, no, I'll pay attention. So what I did this morning is I printed out 2 coloring pages. Like, they're nice. They're like 7-year-old coloring pages.
Okay.
She's a 7-year-old.
Mhm.
I printed out 2 of them. Like, I want you to color these in full to get all of that art out of you right now so you can pay attention during class. You're not allowed to touch your iPad until this is done.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, okay, I understand. Because she knows she messes up. She'll own up to it. And I love that about her. When she makes a mistake, she'll say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake.
I fucked up, Dad.
I fucked up. I love that about like people in general. Because, slight tangent. There are some people at work
Uh-huh.
that if they get called out on shit that they messed up on, they start pointing fingers
They're
at other
bringing everyone
people.
down.
They're like blaming other people. They're
Right.
saying it's sabotage. There's
Really?
a whole like, just fess up.
Right.
Or worse yet, they'll lie, and then we catch them.
Right.
That's just, come on. If you make a mistake, say, you know what? I apologize. I made a mistake. It won't happen again.
Right.
That's when I was a manager. That's all I cared about. Like, hey, just do better. I know you can do better. Do better.
So that's how you like to lead your life, by like honesty completely.
A complete honesty.
Right. To a fault. No, that's good.
Slight tangent again.
Okay.
Dexter had to go to the dentist, and he was getting general anesthesia, so he was going to sleep. And I told him, hey, we're going to have to come back to the dentist because we thought we were going to go, but he had a few more cavities than we had anticipated. And they said, you know what, it'd be better if you want general anesthesia,
Uh-huh.
just knock them all out right now, or else it would take 2 visits.
Okay.
Knock them out in one go. And so I was like, yeah, let's knock them all out. So he doesn't have to get.
So that happened already, or when?
Yeah, it already happened.
Okay.
And we left, and he was like, what happened? I thought I was going to get my silver teeth because he's going to get a few in the back.
Right.
And I was like, oh, well, they're going to give you some medicine to help you fall asleep, and then they're going to work on all of your cavities. And he was like, I don't want to die.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, you're not going to die, Dexter. And I realized that it's because I'm so honest with my children.
Uh-huh.
He knows about Michael Jackson. He knows that Michael
okay.
Jackson had some sleepy medicine,
And
and then he died.
he went to sleep forever.
Correct.
Oh.
And I was
wow.
like, that's not what happened. That's
Right.
not what's going to happen with you. He was not being safe. He was not being careful.
Okay.
And you're going to be fine. Don't worry about it. And he was like, okay, but I don't want to die.
So when is that scheduled for?
That was scheduled for last week, and he's doing good. He's doing
Okay.
much better.
So it already happened.
It already happened.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's got some silver.
He's
back
got a
then?
few silver ones. But yeah, honest to my children. And then they learn.
they learn to live in paranoia because of all the dangers out there. Oh my
Anyways.
gosh. Okay. So one of the main things I wanted to talk to you about today
Okay.
was, have you seen the trailer for Joker?
Yes.
please, let's have a Joker discussion.
Let's have a little powwow.
Because for those of you who don't know, listening at home, Mark is a huge fan of Batman in general, but he loves the Joker. Joker's resonates with him. He has a Joker wallet. He's dressed as a Joker multiple times, including one weird Thanksgiving. And he named his daughter Harley Quinn. So, Joker's big with him. So, let's talk Joker. First initial reaction.
I haven't seen it. No, I'm just kidding.
Shut the fuck up.
Dude, it looks really, really, really good. I think it looks amazing. Because it's... And I'm sure we're going to have this discussion right now. But when I first saw it, I spoke to my friend in my office.
Right.
And I was like, this looks like it's just a good movie. Like, if you strip away the Joker,
Right.
you strip away what probably is going to be like Batman-esque, it's going to be a story about a man who lives in a society that slowly drives him mad.
Right.
And then he ultimately takes his madness out on society that pushed him that way.
Right. Okay. But my question is, the reason I was trying to explain this to Quentin earlier, the reason why the Joker is such an enigmatic character is because there's no unifiably definitive agreed upon origin for this character. Everyone else has everyone's origin that has been that way since the first day that they were drawn. Okay? Spider-Man, Uncle Ben was murdered.
Yeah.
Batman himself, his parents were murdered, and so on and so forth. But the Joker's origin changes based on whoever's writing or creating the film. So,
or the Joker himself will just tell different stories.
Right.
If I'm sure everyone's seen The Dark Knight, he tells multiple versions of his story.
Right. So, as far as origin goes, which has been your favorite, origin for the Joker?
Killing Joke.
Killing Joke.
That's the best one.
Okay.
But the problem with that is the Joker himself says in The Killing Joke that, that might not even be my origin.
Exactly. So, the Killing Joke one is the one that you're going with as far as the origin that you like. Then I was asking you to elaborate what that was. That's when he's a failed comedian who turns to a life of crime, ends up the leader of a Red Hood gang, and he gets...
Well, more of a patsy than anything.
Right.
He's the fall guy.
And he runs into Batman.
Correct.
And Batman does.
They have a little altercation on top of what is that? It's like in a chemical factory.
Like a catwalk.
Like the catwalk,
yeah, it's
baby.
they're...
Yeah, the catwalk.
Yeah. Okay.
Do my little turn on
Do
the
my
catwalk.
little turn on the catwalk.
And he falls into a vat of chemicals which bleaches his skin and turns his hair green.
Right.
And then that's the beginnings of the Joker.
Right. Well, as far as this one goes, I was very impressed also. But let me be honest with you. Initial reaction was kind of puzzled, not quite sure what I just saw.
Yeah.
And not really understanding whether or not I'm okay with this.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So I was like, so no chemicals or no whatever.
You wanted it a bit more comic-y.
I did think it was going to be a little bit comic-y, more based in the original he falls into chemicals type of thing. But
even the Jack Nicholson one, that's what happened to him, right?
Right.
It tightened his skin to a smile.
Yes. So I have been watching that trailer over and over and over again.
Really?
Yes, I've seen it probably 20 times because it's that it intrigues me.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about it is I could have come in and been like, oh, that's awesome, I love it. Done. Okay. And I could have come in and been like, oh, I hate this, whatever. But I stayed neutral because there was something in it that resonated with me, but that I think that it planted a little seed in the back of my head so that I can think about it and let it grow.
Okay.
And then that's where I finally got consumed by it. And I was like, this is spot on. Spot on. So I found a meme today that I shared on Facebook that It says basically in 1989, how do you create the Joker? Drop him into a vat of chemicals. And then in 2019, how do you create the Joker? You just throw him out there in society, which is basically, it's true, dude. It is toxic out there.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's why, like, I've been watching it, and that song, that old song that they use, the smile though your heart is breaking.
Yeah.
That one.
Oh, it's chilling.
It was chilling, dude. I was completely consumed with this trailer, and
I give you a thumbs up.
thank you. You just liked me live.
I just like you live on the... And then, you know what?
That is really cool.
I unliked it.
What a dick!
I'm telling you in real life, I like it, and then I unliked it.
Oh my god.
Because
So-
you know what?
Anyway,
Man, that I had never thought of it that way. We are the chemicals. Society is the chemical
It's kind of a social
commentary.
yes, on the state of the world these days. That, like, basically it's toxic out there, and if you allow it to consume you, it could literally drive you insane and change. So
Wow. I had not seen or considered that side. But man, it makes a lot of sense.
it does, and it's true, man. So one of the things that I have been reading, because I really have been watching it, and, like, I cannot wait for this movie to come out.
Yeah.
Some people claim that if you remember, he, like, walks up to a kid and, like, makes him smile.
Mm-hmm.
Some people claim that is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Have you heard that one?
I've heard that.
Okay. Thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Like, the age difference now that you see, like, that kid must have been 4, 5,
5 or 6, yeah.
and he's 30 or whatever he is.
I mean, it could be Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton.
Were they that far apart?
Jack Nicholson's old. He's been old for years. I mean, I bet you he doesn't even have a Facebook.
That's true. He still has a MySpace.
Take that, Jack Nicholson. Knock him down a peg. I still got it.
You know what was interesting is I showed it to Quentin just a couple days ago, and he hadn't seen it yet. And his first, like, throughout the whole thing, like, he was engrossed by it, initially, like, the first time, right off the bat. He was like, oh, why are they doing that to him? Why are they being mean to him? Like, he was talking out loud.
Yeah.
And then, like, a few frames later, he was like, man, it's like, why are they being so mean to him, Dad? Like, he just wanted to be happy, and why are they being mean to him? So, like, what I got from that was, from a kid's perspective, it's like, maybe because they're, like, being hammered by this anti-bullying thing all the time, that, like, they now see bullies as, like, the ultimate bad thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in this movie, this nice clown gets bullied, and he gets beat up, and then he becomes a murderer. It's just like, I don't know where Quentin jumped to that right away. It's strange to me.
I mean, that's hopefully good.
Yeah.
I mean, but also I know he's a bit older, but childhood innocence. I mean, there's a line between right and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas Quentin is like, that is obviously wrong, the people that are doing that are having fun, and they don't care about what happens to this individual.
Right.
They're just, I mean, the characters are like, fuck this guy. Who gives a fuck about this guy?
I mean,
that's how...
I'd like to think that, like, we raised him right to the point where he does have, sympathy and empathy for people.
Mm-hmm.
But I would hope so, because I do have a problem with empathy. I don't have that. I know we've talked about that. So anyway, so what else is going on?
Not too much. How are you doing, by the way, speaking of empathy and all that stuff?
Why do you
Well,
need-
because when we were talking about empathy, that was our depression episode.
That's true.
And so, like, have you had any, how are you feeling? Or you got any sad spells or
No, well, yes, I did.
anything you want to talk on mic or?
It's usually about Quentin,
Yeah.
and I don't know what it is. Just recently, and I have been getting more and more melancholy about the future, about him growing up and him, moving on and whatever the case is. So I do have some moments of sadness,
Yeah.
and that's that's okay. I can handle that. It's when like I actually do break down,
Yeah.
and like it just happened yesterday actually.
Oh wow.
Very strange. It happened twice. I'll talk about one of them. The first one, it was like Jamie and I had been in an argument about whatever. I don't remember. It's not important. And it was it lasted from one day to the next. The anger or the frustration with each other.
Yeah.
And it was finally like we talked it out, and it was good. We had moved on.
Mm-hmm.
We had fixed it. And I was sitting on my chair in the kitchen, and she was preparing to leave for work. And she just walks by and she like strokes my head in a way to tell me like,
We're cool.
we're cool. And like just that alone like made me
It triggered you.
It triggered me. It triggered me because I was so angry at myself
Yeah.
for like being whatever it was I did, I don't recall. Like it angered me that I hurt her.
Someone that you care
someone
about.
that I care about, and someone who so obviously cares about me. So I was just upset at myself, frustrated with myself, and
Yeah.
I broke down crying. And it was just like, all right, you gotta, what do? You just kind of move on.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yourself, anything since that last one?
No, I did send a meme to my brother.
Okay.
It's one of those memes on Twitter
Uh-huh.
where it says, "My anxiety isn't that bad." Starter pack. 1, leg bouncing. 2, picking at your lips. 3, walking very quickly. 4, having 2 modes. Gotta go and why am I so tired? 5, peeing. Lots of peeing. 6, new notification comes on. Gotta read that now. 7, am I being annoying? 8, they hate me. And then on the bottom, it has like a little, like if you want to submit this to Facebook,
Okay.
and it says, like, what's going on? What's the problem with this photo? And it says, I'm in this photo and I don't like it.
Wow. Okay. So what does that mean? You sent this to your brother. Were you feeling this at the time?
Sometimes I feel it, like, and he feels it too. Like, we both, him more so, I don't want to put his laundry out there, but he's a bit more sensitive. He was dealt a not as good set of cards as me, and weighs heavy on him. But yeah, I feel that from time to time. Like, I'll walk past people in the office, and like I'll walk past the break room, and then I'll see people talking, and I'm like, how do people make friends? How are people just talking?
Right.
Like, how does that even happen? How do you just initiate a conversation with people?
I understand.
Like,
But-
the only friends I have are really, really, really good friends. And that's it.
Right.
Like, I have no middle friends. Like, you're an acquaintance, or you're someone that I truly, truly care about.
So again, I gotta ask, like, if that's what you feel, how are you also like equally as friendly and outgoing and as
One thing that Alyssa brought to my attention is I'm not really a talker. Like, I'll sit in silence, but if we are put into a position with other people, I will talk to people. And she says, I noticed that you do that, and the reason you do that is the reason you initiate the conversation is so you can be in control. So you can steer where it's going, so you have some sort of control.
That's a good point.
And I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Because if they come and talk to me and I don't know what's going on, I'm going to have a normal face on my face, but I'll be freaking out in my mind trying to anticipate what the next thing is going to be, because that's how I live my life. I look ahead as far as I can and make a plan of attack off of what I anticipate happening next.
Okay.
I don't know. It's how I deal with it.
No. I understand completely. It's just, my concern is that I've been this way for a while. It's like one of those, well, I guess I just have to live with it kind of things.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now, for you who had your first experience just a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
that's why it's important to me to find out how you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I envy the fact that it's like you'd never had it before and presumably have not had it since then.
Yeah.
And so it's not as common as it is for other people. So I'm glad for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So anyway, this was an all over the place episode too.
Yeah, I got crazy.
Where did we? How did we travel?
That's how we doing, sup?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well. Anyway, yeah. I mean, sorry we missed. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry we missed last.
Sorry we
missed. Jesus Christ. I fumbled with my tongue. Sorry about that.
There's a way to speak. I'm sure you've seen it. It's U, like if you type it out, U-W-U.
Uh-huh.
It's called uwu. And it's where you talk like that, like baby talk. Sorry we messed up. And there's an app or there's a website that you can translate text into uwu. And I did that with one of my general manager's emails. It was fucking hilarious.
I gotta try that. I'll try that when I re-listen to this episode. Shit. But yeah. Anyway, sorry that we missed last week. Mark had the poops again.
It's true.
And
I feel lighter.
Good. Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
That's what never mind.
What?
That's because I'm married to your sister. So
And you were gonna
I don't
say
want-
something about
yeah,
boning or
but
something? Boning my sister?
Nope, I didn't though.
Yeah, no, you didn't. Light as a feather, stiff as a board, huh? Okay, well. Well, then mine will be called Fumble Tongue. Oh, shit. That's the story of my life. I fumble with my tongue. So anyway, sorry we missed last week, but we're back, and this was an all over the fucking place episode. I've had a bit of a cough all weekend. That's why my voice is a little hoarse.
That's a good horse.
Thank you. So yeah, I took some cough medicine, and it's probably kicking in if it hasn't already. So
Hey, I'm gonna try to sound like a helicopter real quick
okay, go for it.
because you sound like a horse. Let me try again. Okay. I can't. I don't think I can do it. Kind of
Wow.
a little bit.
I like how you fumble that tongue, bro. So we'll discuss that further off mic, but for now, I wanted special thanks to our sponsor, Chico's Bail Bonds. So on behalf of myself, I'm Pete Salas, along with
Mark, Teenagers Suck Rodriguez.
That's right. Y'all have yourselves a very happy Taco Tuesday.
Happy Taco Tuesday.
Bye-bye.